Side Scroll is brought to you by you. If you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/sidescrollers. It's time for Side Scrollers on YouTube.com. With me, Stuttering Craig. You got a goal? Go get it. Adam Krigler.
Hey, buddy.
Blab.
Hi, chat. I love you. Mwah.
And producer extraordinaire, Travis Key.
Hi, guys.
And brought to you by you, the G2 community at patreon.com/sidescrollers. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and Twitch.tv. What's going on, everybody? Hey, I'm Stuttering Craig. Welcome to the #1 video game and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. It's Side Scrollers coming to you live. Look at this place. Look, go crazy with the cameras. Go put them all over the place. Go boom, 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 boom. Look at this. Look at this nonsense. This is awesome. Coming to you live from the Salty Nerd Podcast Studios. How studly is that? In Las Vegas, Nevada, Sin City. My God, it's amazing. Look, we got some serious sinning going on today because Travis is not joining us. He is busy doing something else. I don't know what you could be doing. He said something. Blabs, what the hell was that? What was he doing? What
He said something about a tree being cut down by him, and they didn't tell him in advance, so they're cutting down a tree when he's supposed to be live, and he's all I hear is zzz, so he's not here.
Well, the only person who can miss a podcast because a tree being cut down, Travis Keys. I love it. You know who wouldn't miss a podcast because a tree getting chopped down is Dan Vasc. Dan, the legend, the honeysuckle voiced Dan Vasc. Let me just say this again. The Dan Vasc who
Vasc
Alex from Salty Nerd literally was like, what? 5 minutes ago.
Girl.
I couldn't believe it.
That's right. I will never miss a podcast, an episode of Side Scrollers to destroy the planet. Never.
It's one tree. It's one. Hey, get off your high horse, Dan. Could be used for paper or a boat, maybe a canoe. You don't know what they're using that tree for. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. As a baseball bat to
hit people?
Kill people with. Yeah.
Okay.
Hit people with. Absolutely.
Kind of bizarre. All right.
We just went.
I think when you told Alex that Dan was going to be on the stream, he peed his pants.
But fortunately, right before we started, I went to the bathroom, and then I came back in. They're like, "Oh, by the way, God's voice is going to be on the podcast today," and I was like, okay.
Got a little bit of that post pee trickle down your leg, the little remnant.
Alex has been good for my self-esteem. Thank you very much, Alex.
Yeah, it's a good way to wake up in the morning.
Adam will be joining us as well today. I'm sure he'll be back tomorrow. Actually, I hope he's back tomorrow because tomorrow Flawed will be on, which is pretty exciting. So, and I will not be on the show tomorrow. So hopefully it may just be the Blab show tomorrow. Blabs, you ready for that?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Love that. Hey, we'd like to say hi to everybody watching over on the Geeks and Gamers channel. Thank you guys so much. The 199 embracing us after last week's show. Always a pleasure to hang out with you guys. We appreciate you guys allowing us to invade your personal space and your channel over there. And then it's great to see the 199. You guys are a really special community, and we appreciate you guys allowing us to hang out with you guys for a little bit. So we got a big show today. Lots to talk about. We're going to be talking about the, obviously the Flash trailer. Did you hear the news, guys? Did you hear the news that there's a Willy Wonka prequel coming?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Saw it this morning. It was kind of
funny. Talk about peeing down your leg of excitement. I'll tell you what.
I didn't hear that. Oh, Christ.
Well, look, we got news on that, Dan. I can't wait to share that with you. Also, Beetlejuice 2 has been greenlit. So we got Beetlejuice 2 talk with a lot of Michael Keaton today. A lot of Michael Keaton.
Absolutely. I was going to say that.
When I was putting together the thumbnail last night for this, I was like, wow, we're going to be doing a lot of Michael Keaton today. And, that's not really a bad thing. I don't think the more Michael Keaton you have, the better the show usually is. So we'll see. We're also going to be talking about the success of the Mario movie. If you guys are watching over on Geeks and Gamers, once again, hit the thumbs up. We greatly appreciate that. That is wonderful as we get going. As I said, I'm in Vegas today for the Nerdrotic meetup and the Geeks and Gamers meetup that is tonight. Looking forward to seeing everybody out there and shaking hands and kissing babies and all that fun stuff. It should be a great time. Are you guys coming out to that?
Oh yeah.
Hell yes.
I mean, it's our city, so we like to.
We have to make it a
play
appearance.
host. Yeah.
I like how you embrace it's our city.
Well, it is.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our territory.
Fucking city. All right. Come into our fucking city. You use our space.
We're like the Peaky Blinders. We really are.
Yeah.
popping in and shaking everybody down. Good. So obviously we're in Vegas today. So Blabs, listen to this. Listen to this stupid ass schedule. Okay. This is crazy. So this is what's happening today. We're doing the meetup tonight. Well, I don't know what's happening after the show, right? So I have like a 8-hour window where it's just blank. So I think I'm gonna go to the Geeks and Gamers house, hang out with them. They'll probably relegate me to a corner and say, go sit there, stupid boy. And that'll be fine as long as I get to hang out for a little bit. Then we're going to the meetup tonight. Then immediately after the meetup tonight, we are taking a car to Los Angeles. We're driving overnight to get ready to go to Super Nintendo World tomorrow morning. So we're gonna do that. And we're gonna be there bright and early. Yes.
I will say that the drive from Vegas to Los Angeles in the middle of the night is nice.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, there's
You have
no
something
traffic.
to look forward to.
Yeah, there's
A
nothing on the
nightly
road.
drive.
It's straight drive through desert, and you just get there in record time.
It's not like lonely or anything. It's
Well, I mean, you're gonna be in a car full of people, right?
yeah, I'd probably gonna be sleeping and farting. You know? Just a lot of sleeping and farting.
When we had Jay in the studio yesterday for the Geeks and Gamers stream, he kept threatening to fart in Vader's chair. Yeah. Vader was like, "You better not do that."
Now Vader may show up here in a little bit.
Yeah, he might if he
Nice.
decides to wake up.
Okay, that's fine. You guys have been busy beavers and everything. Speaking of busy beavers, hey Dan, tell everybody about what you've been going on. That's outside of your whalebone in the background. Tell everybody
Just
about.
a second, my cell phone just started talking for some reason. I don't know what's that about.
Is it Portuguese?
Oh, you know when YouTube just plays a video randomly, it's so annoying, man. I'm sorry, what was it?
No, I don't. What are you talking
X-Ray
about?
girl, why are you calling me right now? Doing.
YouTube does that with me all the time. Just the YouTube app on your phone just starts playing a video out of nothing. I don't know
one of those
why.
things where you say like, I could
So
really
annoying.
go for some cherries right now. Then they play like a video about cherry orchards.
Yeah,
and shit. Like they're listening.
YouTube legit spies on you. I'm convinced.
Hey, Jeremy's
100.
asking for a link to
I already
join.
sent it. Jeremy, check side scroller DMs.
There you go.
Okay.
You sent it to him via side scrollers. Sounds
Yes.
good. Thank you. That's
And Mark
wonderful.
and
Okay,
I are
back-
outside the studio. No, X-Ray Girl's currently texting me saying she wants to come in. She says, "Tell the people to open the
Okay.
door."
Oh,
Open
oh.
it.
That's why she's calling me.
Alex, they may be outsid.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
you're being
yeah,
serious?
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
I'm serious.
Okay.
I think they are actually outside. Yeah. Maybe,
Okay,
we may have Mark the
back
cyborg
to-
joining us, eh? Yes.
Back to the important thing. Me.
Yes. Well
yeah,
done.
I just I just hit 1 million views on the Amazing Grace video.
Let's go.
Yes. That's what I have
amazing.
going on.
Amazing stuff. Congratulations.
Thank you so
That is
much.
awesome. Hey, it's X-Ray Girl. How are you? Oh, hold on. Stop. Hold
X-Ray
on.
Girl.
I got
And Mark
Mark's
the
just out
cyborg.
Across the board. Let's go. How are you? Yours, sir. Great to see you. How are you? Let's go. Get out of here. Let's go. How are you guys?
Look at Craig looking
Oh my gosh,
sharp.
this is awesome. Alex, where are you going?
There's only 3 seats.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
We removed
We gave him so much crap for that.
we removed Alex from Dan Vasc because Dan has joined us as well, and Alex is a big
X-Ray
Dan
Girl.
Vasc fan. So wow, that's so great. Thank you guys for coming in.
The cyborgs are taking over. Skynet's control.
Yes.
So Dan, we're just saying he crossed 1 million views on his latest video, which is good.
Oh wow.
Which means Dan
Yeah.
is rich. So
You mean
Hey,
he's
Dan.
Brazilian rich?
that's,
Brazilian rich. Yeah.
Isn't that wait, hold on. Isn't if you're rich in Brazil with the same amount of money that we get from 1 million views,
I'm
doesn't
like
that make you more
lower.
rich?
I'm like medium lower class in the United States. If I'm rich in Brazil, okay.
Well,
so yeah,
but aren't you
don't
like-
get too excited.
in Brazil, doesn't that make you like a warlord or something though? Like are you in a like you're basically Bowser at this point? Like,
Yes.
got
yes.
a flaming castle that flies.
this is so much better in person. Seeing you guys, this is awesome. I love it. Sorry, Blabs.
man. What'd I do? I'm not answering X-Ray Girl's text message.
Okay.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
appreciate you getting that text, by the way.
What's really funny is as Alex was sitting here and he was just listening, I was like, no, seriously, they're outside. And he's like, oh, you're serious? They're actually outside. It was great. Well, thank you guys for getting up
why
early.
is she calling me? It's like a little drunken photo of X-Ray just pops up on my phone.
Oh no! I know which photo it is too.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Check the
there's
side
this photo of
scrollers
me
DMs,
making
you
the
dumb
rounds.
fuck.
What's
He's all right. He's backstage. Jeremy wants to come in. He's backstage.
I was talking to
listen,
Jeremy.
I'm going off of one screen today.
Don't
Here
be
we go.
mean to Jeremy.
There he
Dan.
is. Hey, Jeremy, how are
There
you?
he is.
Hi, Jeremy.
I have
Don't be
always
mean.
wanted to be on the Geeks and Gamers channel, and it took super chats. It took PayPal's over to Craig. I had to help Dan get to 1 million views by watching all
Yes.
of my alt accounts. Finally made it. No, it's awesome. So
We
man,
did-
look
hey,
at this
listen.
crew we got. This is awesome.
Yes,
This is awesome.
I think we need more super chats to get Jeremy on the show. I think that's really important.
Big fan, Jeremy. Nice to meet you, bro.
Hey, nice to meet you, Blabs. I've heard a lot of terrible things about you, and I can confirm they're all true.
And they're all
so,
true. Yes.
Yeah,
They're all true.
X-Ray Girl, Mark. Heck yeah, man, this is awesome.
Hi.
And congrats to the Salty Nerd podcast. 10,000 subscribers. Hell
Hey,
yeah.
Did you get it?
Thank you. Yeah, we hit it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Fucking
All right,
awesome.
Nice.
let's go for
Yeah.
10,001. If you guys can go over and
Yes.
subscribe to the Salty Nerd podcast channel.
Yes.
That'd be great. And while you're at it, if you want to, the Side Scrollers channel as well. Side Scrollers
That's
podcast
right.
channel. You go.
That's
But
right.
more importantly, the Salty Nerd podcast channel.
Yes. yes.
And if you have an issue with that,
Fuck off, you oversensitive little shits.
all right.
Okay, that's your one for the day. We got a limit.
Did you see that clip of Bill Maher doing that? Did you guys see Bill Maher? He did the Cojones Awards.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh
I
man,
haven't seen that one.
yeah, that's from this
Yeah,
weekend.
me neither.
Okay,
And-
no, I definitely haven't seen it.
The long and short of it was he was giving away awards for just essentially standing up to the cancel culture, and
Oh, nice.
and he
Oh,
was
cool.
giving an award out to Trader Joe's
Nice.
because they were
Oh.
upset about Trader Jose's tacos or something
Oh
like
my
that.
God.
Like one girl on Twitter was upset. You know, it's the general thing. So he
Yep.
handed out. It was actually literally a testicles that were hung up, the golden testicles that he handed out, and it was quite the award. I loved everything about it.
Little
So-
hanging
Golden
set of,
Cojones.
it's a little hanging set of truck nuts.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Dan, do you guys have truck nuts down in Brazil?
I don't think so. No.
He's like, what's that?
At
We
least I
have truck nuts in
don't.
Canada?
Oh, in Alberta, we sure as hell do.
I was gonna say
I don't
Cowboy
see
Central
him-
up there, right?
I don't see him as often as I used to see him.
Yeah, it used to be really big in the early
mhm.
2000s.
Yeah, they used to be around a lot. But yeah, so Dan, they would take like people put these set of nuts on the back of their truck, and they're just hanging, And
We definitely don't have
yeah.
that.
I thought they
Yeah,
were
that's-
Christmas ornaments when I was a kid. I was like,
Aw.
look for Christmas. And my mom's like, no.
We should send some to Brazil for sure.
I gotta put
Yes,
truck nuts on my Toyota
Such an
Corolla.
American thing.
Here it is, baby. Check them out. Check out them truck nuts.
Yeah.
And,
Hell
like,
yeah.
they have these like they put them in chrome, so
Hey,
it's not
hey,
nearly
listen,
expensive.
listen.
That's
Do you
all-
listen to me? Do you have safe search on? Because be very careful.
Oh,
right now.
dude, yeah.
Okay. Ryan did this on a stream one time on Geeks and Gamers.
I was there for that.
Yes, be very careful because Ryan searched out something for a meme, and we got a delivery of a few things we weren't asking for. And
I remember
yeah.
this story. So, and I mentioned this meme to X-Ray Girl earlier yesterday. The overly attached girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
meme,
yes,
like that
yes.
is what he was
Mhm.
looking for. But he searched it as the
As
smell your dick, girl.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Yes.
Like, Brian, I was like,
Yes.
are you out of your fucking mind? Like, why would you type that into Google live on a stream when you could have just written overly attached girlfriend?
Wait, what does this smell your
She would've
dick
come up
girl? What?
immediately.
I don't.
Well, yeah, because
Just
the
Google
whole,
it.
the whole idea, the whole idea though is she's the girl, like you come home late, she's like, where you been? Where you been? Where you been? Let me smell your dick. Let me smell your dick. So that's the point behind it. But
The
it's
obsessive
known
lady,
to me
okay.
as the overly attached girlfriend meme, not the
Because
smell your
Oh,
dick.
her. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
because the meme template, most of the memes that you would see based around her would be jokes about a girl that's overly obsessed with you. So like,
Right.
oh honey, you're home from work. I was just worshiping at my shrine to you. It's nice. You can join me, and then maybe we can have babies. Like something really creepy like that would be in the
Oh,
bold
man.
white text and
I-
like bottom text of the meme. Like,
I don't know if I've ever known a girl. Maybe I've known a girl, but I don't. Kate, this is a good question. Do you ever known a girl who's actually asked you to smell your dick?
No.
Okay, have you guys ever known a girl?
Oh, dude,
I mean,
you
other
should
than
hang
X-ray
out
girl,
in my comment section.
X-ray girl over
It
here.
is her kink. Are we not sharing? I thought this was a safe place.
Extremely safe.
We'll see about this later.
Where are
She's
Vegas?
never smelling your dick again. Man.
I mean, I'm okay with that. I thought it was weird, to be honest.
Jesus,
But I love you. You do
Uh-huh.
things for the people you love.
Let's
even
check
if
out
you're
this.
not 100% comfortable with them all the time.
Speaking of comfortable, let's check
Anyway.
out this super chat. Since it's all my favorite channels all in one place, Side Scrolls and Geeks and Gamers in the Salty Nerd Studio. Hey, Alex and Kadish. Let's go. Thank you so much, Bro Buffet.
yeah.
Yes,
Hey, bro, Buffet.
Hell yeah.
crazy worlds colliding.
Hi, bro, Buffett. Nice to meet
Hey.
you.
Yeah, bro, Buffet's
Why are
in
you
my chat
staring
all the
him,
time,
Dan?
too.
Bro Buffet's stud. Yeah, good stuff.
All right. So,
Man,
can we talk about Dan Vasc and Gary from Nerdrotics bet that they have?
Yeah.
Does it involve
So-
pineapple pizza?
The terms
It
were
does. Well,
updated.
It doesn't. I've already defeated Odin on that one. But
Jeremy, I'm sorry, we cannot because you're leaving one very important part of this out.
what's
It
that?
is now the Gary from Nerdrotic versus Dan Vasc versus Side Scrollers.
Oh.
Craig's wants in.
Well, I
Craig
am-
wants in. Hey,
I
but we need to set up a term. We need to set up the losing terms for Craig. What is
Name it.
Craig supposed to do? I'm open to the ideas. I'm a man of the people. What does the chat say? What does the people say? What should Craig do?
You sure you want in on this, Craig?
No, we're to 100,000, not to 1 million.
You sure you want in on the terms? Maybe Craig has a suck a dick. How about that? So,
Jesus.
Sounds fair. Sounds equivalent. Sounds very
right, man.
equivalent to what I have to do and what Gary has to do. It's basically the same thing.
You know, the worst part about it is I imagine Jeremy going, Craig's got to suck a dick.
Exactly like that. Exactly like that.
God damn. Well, I mean, all Dan's got to do is think about man buns, and all Gary's got to do is eat a freaking pizza or whatever. Like, I gotta
No.
suck a dick. Like, what's
Gary has to sing a Bon Jovi song. Gary has to
fair,
sing Bon
yeah.
Jovi.
yeah, for Gary to sing Bon Jovi, that's almost as bad as him having to suck a dick.
Sucking a dick.
As much as he hates Bon Jovi.
My God.
I don't hate Bon Jovi at all. Gary
I mean-
fucking hates Bon Jovi so bad.
Okay, then I'm out. All right, I'm out. I'm out.
I like his song from Young Guns. Wanted Dead or Alive.
Oh yeah,
Good
that
song.
one is awesome.
Yeah, living on a prayer.
I don't know. I'm not going to go that far. I
I
like
like Bon Jovi. I got nothing against Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
It's okay. I was actually surprised when I discovered all the hate about Bon Jovi. It's mostly an American thing, right? It's a lot of Americans hate Bon Jovi. I guess because it's super mainstream over there, and you kind of cannot get away from it.
Yeah.
So
It's pop rock, you know, like
80s
big,
pop rock,
Yeah,
yeah.
big
Yeah.
top 40 songs, and some people were just like, "Nah, fuck that stuff." Wait, can we swear? I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
I just said Craig has a suck a dick, so yeah, we're good.
Yeah, like we can only go down.
technically,
Swearing,
not technically
no.
swearing. Yeah.
watch the fucking language.
Yeah.
Jorge, thank you so much. Thanks, George. Appreciate that with the $1.99, the $1.99 for all the $1.99 out there, which is great.
199s.
199, love it. I don't have Streamlabs pulled up today, so it's very hard to keep track of everything. So I'm just slowly scrolling through. But Joe came in with the 199, says Hail G2s and the 199. Thank you so much. Jay, I said Joe, but I meant Jay.
I got a couple I can read. So Jay's full utter chub for $1.99 says, "Hi Dan." And Clifton 3D member message says, "Hi y'all and hail Dan. Thank you for allowing people to use your awesome music."
Oh, that's
Hey, my
sweet.
pleasure. I'm just very pissed about those. I tweeted about this. I saw a colleague on YouTube, a musician on YouTube, complaining about people using their songs, and that there should be a higher percentage, because legally they already get a percentage from people using their work. register that on Content ID and stuff. But they were complaining that the percentage should be higher. And I'm like, that just get me pissed, man. And it's like the amount of such ingratitude towards fans and people who just, those are not super big artists using your song, by the way. Those are your fans. The vast majority of people using your stuff on the internet are your fans, your followers, your audience. So I just came out and said, hey, I always said that, by the way, but I just reiterate that. Please use my stuff. Use my stuff on your podcasts, on your vlogs, on your gaming streams. And I don't want a single cent or percentage point from you. Instead, I thank you for doing that. And I appreciate you doing that. You're basically promoting me for free and sharing the love. And I highly appreciate that. So
casting the net
use my
wide.
stuff.
Look at
This
you,
man is a rock star, a legitimate rock star, and he gets it.
Love it.
You know if I'm complimenting Dan publicly. You know if I'm complimenting Dan publicly, it must be good because I don't like
big
doing
deal.
that.
It's a big deal. Yeah, and that's not because I'm nice. It's just because I'm not stupid. Just want to make that clear.
Yeah, you know. Love you, Dan. Hey, Jeremy Wormy came in with the $5 super chat. Jeremy Wormy says, "Man, I wish you could have gone to Vegas. Shout out to the Legion of Memers members out there that are there. Yes.
Hell yeah.
Studs.
Hell yeah.
Studs. Do we already have some memes flowing in today, Blabs?
We have one. Let me check.
Nice. Hey,
Probably
one is
do.
better than none.
It says we have 13 new members during this stream, but I don't see any new memberships in the tab, so I don't know if there's a glitch on that. But either way, if we do have these 13 new members, thank you. Welcome to the 199. We appreciate it. And this is Side Scrollers on Geeks and Gamers. Make sure you subscribe to the Side Scrollers YouTube channel. They do this stream Monday through Friday every single week, except we do it here on Wednesdays on Geeks and Gamers. And they do a highlight show of the Wednesday show. So look forward to you guys supporting them over there.
Yep, we're going to put that together today. The first time should be good. Thank you for that. Kenzo with the £5 says, thanks, Dan.
No, thank
Kenzo's
you.
using his music. It's great.
Thank you.
Yes. And Jay Wan says, Dan Vasc music to be used in Mario Brothers 2 confirmed.
Yeah, I think it's not Mario Brothers 2 that he meant, but okay.
If they have good
Go for it.
Well, do you guys want to actually get into some news today, or do you guys want to shit talk for the next 40 minutes or so? I'm good with whatever you guys want to do.
It's Geeks and Gamers. We don't know.
We
what the
kind of
fuck we're
crashed
doing
the
over
party.
here.
Why not both?
You guys are great. You kidding me? I'm so excited to see you guys. This is awesome.
Heck yeah,
Well,
man.
I'll tell you what. Let's actually do a little bit of news. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for hard news.
That was so sad, Craig.
Yeah.
Shut up,
where's
Lars.
Adam?
This is hard news.
You heard X-Ray Girl was going to be on. He felt inferior.
The Asian hate. Okay, honey, it's okay.
Did he just say stop the Asian hate?
Yeah. I do my part.
Well done, Mark.
Do all the loving.
He's
All right,
being an ally, okay?
it's good. Man, can we I'll tell you the just on a side note, just one of these things that popped in my head. The luckiest company in the world right now is that bank, Ally Bank, who just happened to have that name, Ally, and now they're like, oh, we're ally to everybody. Have you guys heard that? Ally, they're a big ass bank. They're probably going to go bankrupt eventually soon, or have to be saved. But anyways, talk about the Mario movie. Hey, did you hear that it's doing really well? Did you hear about this? The Mario movie.
Oh,
Yes.
Who would have thought?
Well, you apparently are not shocked, but Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Mario, is actually shocked that he is surprised.
Is he
by
really?
Well, he says that he's surprised by the Mario movie's success, and he thinks that the poor critical response actually helped it.
That's funny.
That's right. Like, I got to be honest.
Says that.
I think that this guy truly doesn't understand the impact of what he's created.
Well, I think a part of it is with trends, a lot of movies haven't been doing that well. So you think, okay, go in a couple weeks, maybe it will be okay, and then it'll just drop down like the other movies have done. So
yeah. Well, they've been really smart though about the release. They give it like a 5 or 6 week lead time where before they're in any sort of competition. And I think the next competition is Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and that's not looking like it's going to do super great. So And the thing is, it's not even released in Japan yet. It's not even released in Japan. Like,
and I
what
heard it's
the
going to
holy
be
hell?
a little bit different in Japan. They're going to make some alterations for the Japanese public.
Oh, really? Tell me more.
Krista was telling me about this yesterday, and apparently 2 days it's screening in Toronto, which is where X-Ray Girl and I live. We're just not going to be there. And it's the Japanese cut of the Super Mario Brothers movie with English subtitles. So, but apparently the story is different in the Japanese version.
Yep.
So
Oh.
the dialogue actually apparently changes the film significantly. We are going to miss the only theater screening that is in our city. I would have gone though if I was in town.
Well, let's check this out. This is from The Gamer, because I'm good at Googling. It says the Mario Brothers movie has a different script from its Japanese release. That's interesting. This is the first time I've heard this.
I don't think it's different because it happens a lot in anime when you go sub to dubbed. A lot of the dialogue changes.
The words get changed.
Maybe just a few cuts and changes. Maybe it's not such a big thing.
It says instead of a direct translation, like many would have assumed, parts of the script have been altered for its Japanese audience to get rid of the awkward parts that were catered towards Westerners, which that makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I don't think that, like, the film, from what I understand, the film itself is going to be the same. The animation, the scenes, all of that. It's the dialogue that's going to change. Some of
different dialogue.
Yeah, so some of the words, some of the language used, things like that, from what I understand, which is probably a very good move. I mean, if you go back to like what Miyamoto said, I mean, look, Nintendo, for all of their wonderful things that they do, they are out of touch. And again, I've said this, that's a blessing and a curse. The Nintendo is completely out of touch with a lot of things, but I think that's why they're able to produce a lot of the stuff they're able to produce too. They get caught up in a lot of the social justice nonsense, but they also have no idea what the fuck they're doing with YouTubers because they continue to create hell for YouTubers. Some of their business practices are horrific. And there's just they're a strange company. But Nintendo, like with Mario, I was not excited for this movie when it was announced. I was like, this sounds dumb. I don't see how you're going to tell a story with Mario until I saw the trailers. And then I was like, wow, this looks really freaking good. And it's taken the world by storm.
Wow. Yeah, it's interesting stuff for sure. This quote here, since we're creating this movie in both Japan and the US, we thought we should make a Japanese version as well, explained Miyamoto. So when we decided to make this movie, we discussed creating a unique Japanese script from the beginning. Even if we were shown an English script, it would be hard to understand the subtle nuances. So it's, like the little American culture, little
some
nods
jokes have probably just changed.
This is not going to be like Super Mario Brothers 2 on the Nintendo, where it's like a reskin, something like that.
Yeah. Are we getting rid of
He's
the
not
pop
important.
songs?
Remember that part?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I think Mark's right on with that. I mean, getting rid of things like Take On Me and some of the other, I think 100% they're going to get rid of that stuff. 100% they would. And shockingly, that stuff worked. If you would have told me that there's going to be fucking Take On Me in a Mario movie, but like, this is stupid.
Right.
And it worked for some reason.
Guys, we have some breaking news right now. Thanks, Blads, for pushing this out there. This is kind of interesting stuff. Breaking news, as this is happening right now. Disney is Governor Ron DeSantis. This is as of 11 minutes ago.
What?
Let's go.
Disney has filed a lawsuit against Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, sharply escalating the battle between the entertainment giant and the top Republican politician. In the filing, the company's theme park division alleges that it had been the target of government retaliation after it spoke out against a law backed by the governor. It came as a board appointed by Mr. DeSantis was preparing to void a development agreement concerning the company's Florida amusement park. And that's all
That's
they
a
have
very
right now.
subjective accusation.
Holy
This will be interesting.
crap. Wow. That is hilarious.
So what's interesting is that they're suing, I can only guess by the title of this, they're suing him as a person, not the government, which I think it's very different than, obviously from a lawsuit perspective. I don't know a whole lot about. It'll be interesting. We need to get Ricada on.
Yeah.
Legalities.
Yeah.
Explain this.
Crap.
Wow.
My goodness, Disney has they are in such a bad spot right now. They did this. They had to interject themselves into policy and government policy. They did this. They put themselves in this position, and now this is a bad look for them, man. This is a really bad look with everything else going on with Disney right now. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is declining. Pixar is basically irrelevant. Star Wars is dead. Nintendo has their Nintendo Cinematic Universe growing. It's so wild, man. And this is not going to help them, I don't think, optically at all. This is
a waste of money.
Well, it depends who you ask. You know, some people will be like, yeah, and some people are they have their head so far up Disney's ass that, you know, whatever they do against the big bad Ron DeSantis in Florida, fuck Florida, blah blah blah. You hear that? Everybody who doesn't live in Florida is like, fuck Florida, right?
Yes.
Because they don't know, they don't live there. It's like same thing with Texas, and it's the same thing we are with California. Fuck California, they're idiots. You know, how can you possibly live there?
Yeah.
But you know, I don't live there. I don't really know outside of what I see.
What is the law they're referring to?
Well, so I can only assume. I'm guessing this has to do with Reedy Creek.
That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
have you guys been following this news from the outside?
So Disney basically has their own. And by the way, Blabs, if you can send this link to Jay, I don't know if he wants to hop on because he talks about this all the time, so he can give more insight into it. But so Disney's basically been able to been able to self-govern themselves for a long time. This is an agreement that was made back in like the 60s, I think, and they have self-governing power. They can build nuclear plants. They can do whatever they want, and they have so much leeway to do whatever they want. And once they started getting involved in what they were trying to call the "Don't Say Gay" bill, they were trying to sway public opinion on a policy to protect children. Shockingly enough, a family-friendly company that wants to go after the government for trying to protect children. So once DeSantis saw that, he's like, you know what, you guys have a lot of special privileges that other companies don't have. You have a lot, you're getting away with a lot of stuff. And if you're going to overstep your boundaries as a company and try to get involved in what we're doing, then we're going to strip away all of these rights, these freedoms that you have that other companies don't have, which basically gives you a massive competitive advantage over, anyone else. And so now the whole thing's gotten really muddy. I have not kept up with what's happened in the last month on this because I've been so busy. I know Legal Eagle, who's someone Ricada and other, law tubers, not a big fan of Legal Eagle. I know he made a big breakdown on this and how DeSantis was destroyed by Disney. But I haven't really dove deeper into all of that at this point in time. But Disney's pissed, man. They did it to themselves. I have no sympathy for them whatsoever.
This is
agreed.
When you look at the agreements that were made in 1960 whatever, whenever Disney was buying the land in Orlando to create Disney World, and these when Florida was just a bunch of swampland, and now Florida has developed because of Disney, right? Obviously, Disney has played a big role in the development and the economic growth, and they're one of probably the biggest player in economic growth in Florida. Compared to where it was 55 years ago, 60 years ago, it was swampland. It was nothing because Disney World just passed their 50th anniversary. But you look at the agreements that were made then, they don't seem like they're relevant today. The idea of like, well, we're going to buy all this land. We're going to develop this shit out. And by the way, I'm speaking as Walt Disney. I'm sure he said it just like that. We're going to develop all this shit out. Okay. We're going to buy all this shit. We're going to develop all this shit out. You guys are all going to get rich. And I'm sure that was great for them because there was nothing there, but as things have changed, you can't just give a company total freedom to do whatever the hell they want. And, it's, I don't know. It makes sense to revisit this stuff because ultimately the idea of Disney being brought in and, and buying all that land and the economic development around it, we're at a point now to where, if they're not paying taxes on a certain thing, that could ultimately benefit all the people that live in Orlando or live in Kissimmee or live in the surrounding areas in Florida as a whole, and I don't know, it's interesting. So
I think I could probably at least present the devil's advocate position on it. I don't know anything.
No.
I think though it's important to consider, even from a perspective of freedoms and things like honor and contracts and stuff. If the terms of this agreement said in perpetuity, at what point is that contract that was signed not a contract that was signed? And at what point can you quantify the good that you were saying that Disney did for the development of the Orlando area because of putting Disney World there and turning Swampland into an incredibly profitable piece of real estate, essentially? And I think that at least there's a way to look at it like, well, but if they made that deal and it said, but we get to have these privileges forever,
that's a bad contract.
Well, I know, true, but I mean, you can make the argument that like at what point it's like, okay, but it's the contract you signed. So
yeah,
Right.
I see what you're saying, Craig. Mark, I see what you're saying completely. And I'm an anarcho-capitalist personally. I think that should be for everybody. What Disney has right now, those privileges Disney have, it should be for everybody. But let's forget about that for a second and talk about the honoring a contract part of the argument.
Yeah, that's kind of
I totally see what you're saying. However, the government making that sort of contract with Disney, the government's making that contract for other people too. If it is in perpetuity, they're making that contract for the people who live in Florida too. So that, in my opinion, would make it an invalid contract because, as Jeremy and Craig said, that involves the people who live there too. So the government is like, it's giving you privileges for other people because they have to pay more taxes because Disney's not paying their share.
I can definitely see that. I mean? Plus, the government changes how often. I don't know how states do their elections, 4 years or something like that.
Every 4 years.
Yeah, so I feel like it should be something that.
Hey, let Jay in.
4 years.
Let Jay. Oh, here he is.
Let me in.
Pop it in.
Both
here's our expert.
There you go.
I was just about to say we don't know much about American state law, so I was really just presenting the position as I saw the counter argument. I'm not making the argument.
No, that's great. Hey, Jeremy, will you do me a favor? Would you change the title of the stream to "Breaking Disney Sued by our DeSantis"? Yeah, cool. Thank you.
On it. Yep.
Okay, so
Craig's learning how to grift. I love it.
This is important. This is important stuff. I'll tell you, before we get to Jay, there's a lot of people chiming in. Jay, collect your thoughts. Be ready to go because it's obviously pretty big news. Kyle came in and says, did y'all hear the Japanese version of Super Mario Bros. Movie was also changed the name of Spike because it's apparently a racial slur when translated in Japanese, I guess, to the word blackie.
What was Spike's name in the original? Because wasn't he in one of the original Mario games? And
he was in the old school back in the day.
Wrecking Crew.
Foreman Spike.
Yes, for
Wrecking. No, there was another name, wasn't there? Wasn't there another name?
Yeah, what was his Japanese name? That's what I'm asking.
It was Blackie. Blackie was his name.
So
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
Well, I mean,
that was his name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he going to be on the poster?
They changed his name.
I guess that's China.
They changed his name to Spike. They changed it from Blackie to Spike.
Jin Wong says, I think Take On Me works. The bouncer in a sports coat was giving the party a ride. That's true. That's, by the way, I did see the movie and it's awesome. I love it. It's a song. It's that song or What Is Love? Baby Don't Hurt Me. No, on that part. Now, I don't think What Is Love works right there. But was What Is Love in the movie? I don't
think it was.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No.
Yeah, Dan and I are just bopping. We hear it in our
fairly
heads.
certain it was in A Night at the Roxbury.
Yes.
80% sure.
I watched that.
Butterbiscuit says, can't wait for the Mario Japanese audio. Japanese audio with subtitles is always better. The only way to watch anime. American dubs are usually trash.
I'm curious about that too. I want to watch it in Japanese.
What's interesting though is this isn't an anime; it's an American, like a Hollywood animated film. So it was written in English originally, is being translated into Japanese and reworked, and then if you go see the screenings of it, or presumably find it on Blu-ray somewhere, it'll be English subtitles that are then retranslated from the Japanese that was translated and adapted from the original English script. I think I nailed that.
You did. Matthew comes in with a 5, says Nintendo games are timeless due to lack of Western pandering. How many Western games released in the last year will be remembered in the last 20 or in the next 20? Yes,
quite a lot. I don't agree with that really. There's lots of good Western games, man. I don't think that's fair.
Well, he's talking about the pandering though, the pandering to different things.
I don't think that many Western games pander. I think some do. but
Some do.
I don't think it's the
It's not the
overwhelming
majority. It's not
majority
the
of it.
majority.
It might be the
But there-
majority of AAA games that are released, but lots of video games come out every year, and a lot of indie games. Like everyone, look up Trepang 2, TREPANG 2, like all one word. It's written as squared in the logo. That game looks like a modern version of Fear that has visuals that can compete with a Call of Duty game. And it's made by like a team of 20 dudes or something.
You're
They
such a
just threw it
dork. I love
together.
it, man. You're such a dork.
I'm telling you,
Everyone look
man,
up
there's a lot-
Trepang.
He has endless
too.
knowledge. He has endless
Just like the
knowledge.
most
No,
random
there's-
stuff. Like,
there's-
look this up.
There's lots
But
of
dude-
good video games out there, man. That's
Yeah,
all.
there are some awesome Western timeless games. I mean, the Elder Scrolls series. Come on.
And that's a big one.
All right, Jay says he can't stay long. Jay, okay,
Well,
so give us.
so
a
I have
breakdown
the
here.
title changed, so it's Jay's show now.
Yes, Jay. So what's the deal, man? Tell us everything that's going on here. You got full cam.
Hi, Jay.
Disney suing DeSantis. Fire away.
Don't put me on full cam.
Full cam.
You're so handsome.
Shrink
though.
it back down. Shrink it back down.
You're scaring him.
Shrink it back down. I can't do full
Stream
cam.
closer. Nothing but
Listen.
face. Let's do this.
Hey.
Fuck off, you oversensitive little shits.
No,
Poor Jay.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
Is that directed towards me?
No, I'll take the bullet.
He
on
already
that.
used it once on me, so
I just click off, man.
No,
Y'all
no,
figure it
no,
out
no.
yourself.
No, go
Do your
go
own
ahead,
damn
buddy.
research. How dare you say that about me?
Jay's offended.
This was expected that they were going to be sued because the new board was starting to look into all their building practices, such as the monorail systems, such as what to do with all this extra land. And Disney's losing their mind because they don't want people snooping around what they've already built. They don't want government, because before they didn't need that. They didn't need government to come in there and check the code and check to see if it's working properly or anything like that. They didn't need that before because they essentially were their own government. So now that they don't have that anymore, now they got to work the same way as Universal Studios or SeaWorld or anything else. DeSantis made a couple jokes saying like he's going to build a prison right next to Disney, and which wouldn't be such a bad idea with all the predators they keep catching that work for Disney.
Oh, boy.
And then they said that, well, we're going to start inspecting some of your stuff, and Disney's not happy about this. For me, essentially, this lawsuit is to just stretch this thing out till there's a new leadership, there's a new governor elected. That's what I think is happening. They know that there'll be elections, and if DeSantis runs for president, then he will focus more on that than what's going on with Disney. So I think this is just something that they just filed to prolong whatever is going to happen, and either there'll be a new governor elected, or he'll focus on the presidency and not worry about Disney anymore. It's just buying time, because if they can get somebody new elected or new elections and things like that, these new people could go in and just essentially hand back everything that Disney lost. So like that's just what I think they're doing.
Just running out the clock.
Yeah, that's my personal. That's what a lot of people think. But the crazy thing is,
sense.
these Disney adults online are going crazy. Like, we got DeSantis again. These are the same people that when Disneyland in California announced a Pride Night, they thought that was a big own for Ron DeSantis. They were like, "Oh, we got the governor of Florida now. Look at this." We're like, "Disneyland's in California, you idiot. Has nothing to do with Florida." And then they're like, "It doesn't matter. It's still Disney." This is essentially what this could do is, if this could hurt Disney in the long run, because this will just make more of these politicians and other people saying, "What do you have to hide, Disney? You don't want us checking out your monorail system. You want us going into your resorts and checking out and see if you pass code. You don't want us checking these things out, to see if like you have to add or change certain things to some of your roller coaster rides and stuff like that." And they don't want that. They don't want anybody snooping around in their stuff. So like that's what it came down to.
Jay, you said something that pinged something in my mind. There's talk of DeSantis potentially running for president, maybe not, in 2024, maybe 2020, whatever, right? But there's also talk of the CEO of Disney running for president as well. What's the guy's name again?
Bob Iger.
Yeah, Bob Iger.
Bob Iger.
Really?
So that's kind of an interesting wrench. That I've read, and maybe I'm off on this, but the idea that Iger came back to Disney to kind of correct the ship and then use that as a way of saying, like, wouldn't I make a good president type of thing? And I know it sounds crazy, but
no, it makes sense.
Well, I mean,
Well,
I've said for a while.
If you read Bob Iger's book, it was definitely a blueprint on how he could be the president, because everything was like, look, I've got great international relationships with China and other places, because when I was in charge, we got Disney Worlds built in other countries. I have a great relationship internationally, and if you keep going through his book, that he, it talks about everything that he's done to better Disney, such as hiring women when women weren't hired, diversity hires, things like that. And so it was literally like a blueprint of saying, look, if you read this, I'll make a great president. He has been out online a few times and said, no, I changed my mind. I don't want to run anymore. But people like Bob Iger, they are addicted to power. And like the fact that he came back into Disney is such a power, like that's just him, a power play move. Like he just wanted that power back. And I mean, time will tell. We'll see. But yeah, he is definitely gaining popularity of people that, if you want to get political, that people that don't like Republicans or things like that, he is definitely gaining because people see him on the front lines fighting evil DeSantis, and all those things that are happening in Florida. The problem is Ron DeSantis, and Jeremy can correct me here if I'm wrong, is one of the most popular governors we've ever had in the state. I mean, when he won re-election, he won counties that never vote Democratic, ever. Yep. So I don't know what they're fighting, how this is all going to play out. So, but that could be a possibility.
I think that's
I think Bob Iger is a politician. He always has been a politician. And
didn't
as
he
I
screw
said,
over George Lucas like a
politician?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. And I said that I don't even think he actually left the company, as much as that was a political maneuver to put Bob Chapek in the power position, because that was right around the time the pandemic was happening. And suddenly Bob Iger, who's been very strategic as to who was going to be his replacement all of these years, suddenly out of nowhere just jumps ship and then returns. And as I predicted it when Bob Iger stepped down. I'm like, he's going to return. He's going to return.
Somehow Iger has returned.
And that's exactly what happened. So
Chapek was a scapegoat, apparently.
Yes, that's what I felt the whole time. Yeah. So I do think that there is politics in his future for sure. And this whole thing's going to get real interesting. That's for sure.
Oh, dude.
Jeremy Warren comes in and says Legal Mindset has a fantastic breakdown of all the Disney stuff.
Legal Mindset used to actually work in the Orlando area, and so he has some detailed knowledge of the Reedy Creek, things like that. But there's a lot of stuff that people aren't talking about, such as they released a lot of these emails back and forth just recently that no one's talking about, that seemed Disney was doing some shady stuff, but essentially this whole thing comes down to is they had their own government in Florida. There was no deal like that anywhere in America, where they had their own board members basically vote on anything that they wanted to build. And that was given to them during the time that Orlando was nothing but swampland. So the government was like, if you could do something with it, just go do it. We don't want to bother with it. And, they did it, and all those people that want Disney to move out of Florida that is the most ridiculous statement. I think don't even buy into that. Keith Olbermann said, move it to Puerto Rico. That is just stupid. It's like Jeremy's right. It's bigger than Manhattan. Like people don't understand how big Disney is property. So
moving Disney World would probably bankrupt the company. That's how big of a project it would be. These people are fucking stupid.
What if they just raise it into the sky like Sokovia? And
but like that's the point. To Jay's
We're
point,
no
is like
longer part of Florida.
A lot of these people think that Disney World is a carnival. A local carnival that
you just pick it up.
You can back it up in a truck. Jay, you see this all day long with these people. They're so fucking.
It's oh gosh, it drains your energy listening to them. But again, they're not. At the end of the day, they know the governor could change every 4 years. Different people get voted in, and
DeSantis
the whole
was just
policies could
reelected,
change
though,
in a
wasn't he?
heartbeat. So
DeSantis was just reelected, wasn't he? I'm sorry for interrupting, Dave.
He was, yeah.
So this is going to last at least 3. If they're looking to extend the timeout, right?
So the thought process is DeSantis is running for president. So so that's next year, and if he's running and gets elected, so which
he's out.
Which again, I'll save that for my Cobra Cast stream.
But he also will have to
feel about that.
He'll have to step down too. So
yes. So
imagine Ron DeSantis versus Bob Iger in a presidential run. That is so funny, man.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
Well, what people are hoping that it's like, and no more politics after this, but that it's Gavin Newsom versus Ron DeSantis. So it's California versus Florida.
Yeah.
Disneyland versus Disney World, all that stuff. But
crazy.
I think at the end of the day, this whole lawsuit is to just stretch it out, because we've all heard and seen it. People go to court and it takes years just to get it, let's delay the hearing. Let's unravel this. Whoa, I got new evidence. Oh, what about this? And it just takes years. And so by the time this thing actually gets unwrapped, there could be a new leadership involved that could go, yeah, this is dumb. Disney's good to us. They have 80,000 employees here in the state of Florida. And listen, they pretty much, somebody said that some stat that 83% of the people that work in Orlando has something to do with theme park industry, whether it's either like restaurants or something, whatever it is connected to a theme park. So that's huge. And Disney, of course, is the biggest provider of all that. So it's pretty big. So
Dan,
I don't.
Jay, could you guess a percentage of the market that Disney holds in terms of theme parks in Florida? If you had to guess a percentage.
I'd almost say 70.
That's exactly
70.
what I was going to say. About
it's
70%
huge.
market
Universal
share.
is gaining strength, but at the end of the day, like, if you don't know, Disney has 4 theme parks and like
2 water parks
and a restaurant area called Disney Springs, and that's a free place to go. And they have their own fire department, their own police department. They have their own housing community. They bought tons of land where they built houses for vacation homes that people can rent. They own a lot of stuff other than the Magic Kingdom. There's a lot there. And people that live in the area, it's actually beneficial to have an annual pass, because if you go bowling, you can get like 30% off. So it literally pays for itself within like the first 3 months. If you go to the movies, you don't even have to go to a Disney style movie, but it's probably on Disney property, and you'll get a discount for having an annual pass just to go. So it's pretty big. Universal is big, but it ain't that big. And even with the opening of Epicverse that's coming with Super Nintendo World, and the new rumor is the Zelda theme is like, it kind of got leaked out a little bit. And that
what? I'm sorry, what are you talking about?
Zelda theme park.
There could be a Zelda extension that kind of got leaked out a little
Let's
bit.
expand on that.
Really?
Oh, look at Craig.
I'm sorry.
Look at
yeah,
Craig.
can you?
So all right. So the rumor, I don't know if this is 100%. The rumor is Universal just refurbished this huge area, and they had this adventure called Poseidon's Fury that you walk in. It's a huge show. It's a water show and everything, and they just spent a ton of money refurbishing it. And then magically in like 2 weeks, they shut it down, and they're going to tear it all down. And everyone was like, why would you refurbish it if you're going to shut it down? And then something leaked online that had a little bit of Zelda stuff all over it that is in that surrounding
water
land.
temple or something.
So
That's cool.
yeah. Oh, look at that. You found an article.
I'm quick.
There we go.
Yeah, Craig is nimble with the fingers.
Yeah.
So
That's interesting.
It's quite possible that Universal is smelling the blood in the water, might you say, and they're like, listen, we just got to go for it, because
They're smart.
Lots of smell.
First time in history, and I've shared this before, the more people are visiting Universal parks than Disney parks, except for the Magic Kingdom, and that's never been done in the history here in Florida ever. It's always been all Disney parks were number 1, which are 4, and then it would be Universal, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, stuff like that. Well, the first time in its history, it was Magic Kingdom, then the Universal parks. And they just did another poll of people that paid money that went to a theme park, and they asked for their best experience. And shockingly, I didn't believe this is number 1. Islands of Adventure was ranked number 1. Then Magic Kingdom was number 2. And that has never happened, ever happened in any of these recent polls. So they're polling people that have paid money, saying what was, worth more of your time and money, things like that. And it was Islands of Adventure was voted #1, which to me is like, that's kind of shocking.
That's huge.
But it's not surprising. I mean, they have Hogsmeade there, Harry Potter, a lot of that stuff over there as well, Dr. Seuss Landings. And they also have original classic X-Men world, you know, like with all the old classic stuff that you don't
It'd be
see.
crazy if they're like, hey, you got your Magic Kingdom, we have one too. It's called Hyrule.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Be amazing.
Yeah. Somebody in
Man.
chat said this is Jay's passion for sure. Yeah, that's why. he
Well,
runs the
it's
Geeks
something-
Gamers
I mean, you
theme park
live-
channel.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, we
he
have we
knows his
run a
stuff.
theme park then, so I should.
Is Jay
I
a
should know
Disney
little bit
adult?
about
Can he be considered a Disney
He's one of the
adult?
good ones.
it.
good one.
No,
Yeah.
man. Disney adult is basically saying
freaks,
everything
man.
at Disney is wonderful and
Yeah.
they can
They're
do no
shills.
wrong, and everything
Disney
else is bad.
yeah.
Okay.
Disney adults are fucking psychopaths. So
Yeah,
no.
they're kind of weird.
They
Really?
kind of act like
Yeah.
children.
I don't know the
they?
definition.
Yeah.
Listen,
They let's just say they all have pronouns in their bio, and Orange Man is definitely
Oh,
bad.
damn.
Akin to the
So-
difference between a fan and a fanboy.
Yes.
Ah.
It's
chill
Disney adults
also.
are an obsession. They're obsessive group of people that Disney can do no wrong. Like no wrong. Even if they charge $100 for ice cream, it's perfect ice cream. And to see, and like for instance, just recently they introduced a new ride at Magic Kingdom called Tron. It's a motorcycle ride. You're supposed to be feeling like you're riding on a motorcycle. Well, many of the Disney adults are, and I'm gonna be, you know, I'm not gonna be rude. They're really large
Of
people,
size.
right? Listen, I'm chubby. You know,
Enormous.
I'm not.
You mean
I'm not-
enormous?
they're big, and so they complained to Disney, we can't fit on this ride. So Disney changed the seats. So there's seats on that ride that's not motorcycle based. So they had to change the entire ride so big fat people could sit on it.
Elephant friendly.
And, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
That took me a second there.
So I don't have
Well,
Jay's
that's the
tact.
original.
I'm sorry.
Right?
Pleasantly plump, Dan.
Yeah, there it is.
You know,
So-
like, can you not?
But this
have
isn't the first time that
capacity
they've
limit?
changed rides. Like they have a Ratatouille ride, which is a ride for 5-year-olds, and fat people couldn't fit in it. So Disney stopped the ride and changed all the seatings so large people can fit in this ride. But it is a ride. Like I rode the ride one time. I don't need to ride it again. I did it for the channel. I can barely fit because I'm tall. You know, yeah, all right. So I'm a little chubby, whatever. But still, that's not why I couldn't fit. It's because my knees were shoved up against. Because it wasn't made for me. You know what I mean? It's made for a younger audience. But these Disney adults that are just big, they're like, we can't fit in this ride. Fix it. So they shut the ride down and they changed it. And so these people are obsessive with that kind of stuff. It's wild.
You have children and adults' bodies. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's funny because I was driving, I was in the airport today, and I was looking at this couple who has a kid on a leash, and I thought to myself, like, how do these people have a children? Like, how does these people have a kid? And I know that's really bad of me to think that, but like these people, I mean, they can hardly walk, let alone.
You should watch my 600-pound life.
Somebody just made a great point
No.
online. They said Disney's laying off 7,000 people, but they have, and this is in the lawsuit, in their statement, they have the money to fight the state of Florida.
Of course,
Yeah.
they do.
Cost them a ton of money.
Yep. Yep. Well
Hey,
said.
Ryan.
Priorities.
I want to make sure we get to some of these super chats because I told the guys here that we'd only be here for an hour, and we're already on an hour, so I don't want to overstep our welcome here.
Yeah, listen, I'm
So-
gonna bounce out real quick. I'm sorry. Thank you for the invite. I'll let you.
Are
Get
you
to the
kidding me?
super
I love
chats.
you, Jay.
Dude, Jay,
Yeah,
thank
no,
you
it's
so
all
much.
good.
I love you, Jay.
Amazing, buddy. Thank
I honestly have to go to the
Bye,
bathroom.
Jay.
so
I'm gonna give
that's
you a
why I
hug
gotta
He's
later.
got to poop. It's fine.
All right. Ryan came in with the 50. Is this how you guys do it? You guys go
50.
There you go.
50.
He says Hollywood is not creatively bankrupt. They are, quote, risk averse. There are mountains of original stories and scripts for them to make. They're just cowards run by bean counters.
That's why there's an opportunity for a more independent market for entertainment to come about, be it movies or
Yes.
things like games.
That is true.
Thank you so much.
Make stuff. Go out and make stuff, everybody.
Easy 007 says you should speak to Legal Mindset. Knows far more about the Disney DeSantis lawsuit. Friend of Rackets. Also, done a breakdown video in this lawsuit. Well, I think that's a great idea, and I would love to have them on.
He's been on Tuesday Night's Main Event. He's been on Geeks Gamers Daily, and I've been on his channel. So, yes, we know him.
Let's make it happen.
Jeremy name dropping. There you go.
He knows everybody. Arthur Brown said, Legal Mind said, dismantled criminal pigeons, BS Disney video. He knows bugger. That's a very English. He knows bugger about all about Florida domain laws. Thank you so much, Arthur. Appreciate that.
Hey, I am going to bounce too because I wasn't going to be on just like 10 minutes, but I just have so much fun on side scrollers. I can't leave. George the Giant Slayer dropped 20 gifted Geeks Gamers memberships. Shout out to you, George.
George. Yeah, it's been a while since
it's here. It's going to be here in Vegas in a bit. Okay.
Wow.
That's right.
I'm giving everybody hugs, man. Can't wait.
And we're going to see Craig here at GG House. So very soon. Thank you to side scrollers again. Dan, congratulations, man. 1 million views, brother.
Thank you, man.
Deserved, man.
Thank you so much.
Yep. And Blabs, good to see you as always. Not really.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't be nice.
No. Yeah.
Jeremy said I could stay at the Geeks and Gamers house, but he's gonna set up a litter box for me in the corner. So.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
that makes sense. It's fitting.
Yeah. That's what we do here. We look out for each other. X-Ray Girl, Mark, good to see you both as well. And thank you to the Salty Nerd Podcast guys. Appreciate them. All right, guys. 199. We'll see you guys tonight. Have a good stream, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Bye.
Spartacus came in. Oh, let me get out of this. Spartacus came in with the 199. Thank you so much, Spartacus. Appreciate that. By the way, if I miss anybody's super chats today, it's not that I'm doing it on purpose. It's that I'm running off a single monitor here and I don't have things set up. So just please roll. Just know that we greatly appreciate it, and I will do my best to make sure I catch every single one.
X-Ray Girl, produce better.
Start producing.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I forgot you don't do that everywhere you go.
She just magically goes, Zach, producing.
Hey, well, I mean, sometimes that happens with cleaning around the house. I'll just walk
You're
into a room
so
and all of a
much
sudden it's
trouble,
clean
Mark.
again. No, it's not.
So
I
much
appreciate
trouble.
it.
Uncle,
what?
being a
I'm
good
getting
wife,
in trouble
okay?
because I'm saying I have a good wife who cleans houses and cleans rooms that I don't even know how she had time to clean them to the level she cleaned them at. I'll just walk in. It's like, oh,
Nice.
okay, wow.
So Uncle
Life
Sam
appreciation time.
Yeah.
Uncle Sam brings up a really good point here. Okay. He says, y'all say F Disney, but you still cover them, pay for their movies and parks. If you're against the monster, stop feeding the monster. Your mean words mean nothing once they have your money. Much love. So I think that's a valid thing, right? But at the same time, Disney is, you can't just not talk about Disney. Disney owns everything. Disney, ESPN, go down the list, all the things that we talked about. And there are valid reasons to talk about Disney. And I haven't been to I was once a season pass holder. I was once a big Disney. I mean, I have a Disney shirt on right now. You know, this is a classic Journey into Imagination shirt. I loved Disney. And
Dude.
it's okay to talk about things that you love or loved at some point. And but I understand your sentiment for sure. But I think it's kind of ignorant to be like, well, you just don't talk about them anymore, because
I think ignoring the problem is even worse.
Yeah.
Though. So
Absolutely. That's what I was gonna say. It's definitely a valid point that comes from an honest place, a valid place. But I don't think being silent about stuff helps. It actually, we're doing them more damage by speaking about them than just I'm not gonna watch a single Disney movie ever again. That's just a drop in the ocean. But actually talking about it, we can spread the word about that and get people, educate people and let people know about those things. And that's infinitely more useful than just, I'm not gonna pay for a single Disney thing ever again.
It's also people like just giving them a whole other point of view, right? It makes them think, makes them question things instead of just being like a sheep, you know, consuming the next product, move on, you know?
Yeah,
but I totally get where that comes from.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
Like, look at how, like, we look at Disparu and Az, who's probably one of the most, like, entertaining people to watch when they watch horrible stuff. Like, that does more damage to the company than, you know, letting other people watch it. They make money off the people who are just curious. I'm not sure. I like this IP, and then they end up making more that way if we didn't have people like them watching the bad content.
The counterpoint to it too is if there's no one engaging with the content and then telling people why it's bad and saying here's how this could be improved. They could write these things in a way that did not make them so silly. Like they could follow their own rules, they could respect their canon, they could actually have a plan when they're making these things. If there's no one saying that, and the only people that you're hearing on the internet are the ones that are like, oh, new Marvel thing came out, it's just as good as last Marvel thing, and in the post-credit scene, guys, they showed next Marvel thing. Like it would only be those people.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have and anyone that said, oh, that stuff's bad, they'd be like, oh, you just didn't watch it, or yeah, you don't ever watch those movies, so how can you say they're bad? We love them and everyone loves them. It takes voices to engage in criticism to point out how we can improve.
Yes, it's the child pointing out that the emperor has no clothes.
Yeah, but that kid's important. Yeah, he's just a kid, but he sees the naked man.
Exactly.
This took a turn.
No, I love it. As long as we're not smelling the naked man's dick, right? Is that the idea?
No,
bringing it back to the early part of the show. There you go. Spartacus says, I'd love to hear y'all's opinions on the Red Cross article about FPS games. I find it absolutely hilarious and ridiculous. Love y'all, G&G and 199 Army. Spartacus, we did about 30 minutes on that yesterday over at youtube.com/@sidescrollers podcast. If you guys wouldn't mind, head over there, hit the subscribe button. You can watch yesterday's episode. TLDR, dude, it's the funniest fucking thing in the world. Just
really?
It's did you know anything about this?
No, I was just like, oh, that sounds like something I'd like to read.
The long story short is that the Red Cross came out and said, hey, we're going to challenge people to play games in a humanitarian way without war crimes. So you had people going through and playing PUBG and Fortnite, and they were only allowed to shoot people outside of tilted towers and like these cities where people may live. You can only have combat outside of the combat, in the area, and you had to like attempt to revive everybody, and it's the most so it's like how are you good at video games if in a game where you're supposed to shoot people, you shoot them and then you go and save them again, and then you're
apologize. Oh no, I killed you.
Modern combat, but I'm a career army medic, so I guess I can speak to this a little bit. And I like video games a lot. I appreciate video game design very greatly, and I think I'm pretty good at looking at what makes video games fun to play. I, however, have never once enjoyed playing one of the Arma games because they're too real.
Right.
They're too close to what it's actually like doing it, and you have to deal with all the BS, which for a person that doesn't need to engage with it and is an enthusiast is pretty cool for them to fiddle around with, to be like, yeah, I don't want to be in the army, but I'm going to play Arma and see what things you'd really have to think about when you're conducting like a recce, which is what we call it's reconnaissance, basically. When you're trying to scope out a place, what do you actually have to do? What BS do you have to handle? And simulation games present that. But I personally think that, especially when you're talking about the kind of game design for something like a battle royale, no, you can't apply Geneva Convention laws to it. You can't. You're not talking about the same thing. You're talking about applying modern combat doctrine to chess.
Right.
It's like, how do you do that? It's like, well, you can't. It's just chess. It's like, yeah, it's battle royales or any video game. Just look at it. It's complicated chess. It has rules that are set that work that way for a reason, because that's what makes the game good. You don't have to say, yeah, but in a real knight doesn't have to move in an L shape. So this game doesn't make any sense. It's like, yeah, because it's a game.
It's kind of like I feel like the Red Cross thing was kind of like comparing apples to like not apples to oranges, but like apples to a Lamborghini. Like there's two, not even separate.
Both are good.
Both are good. Bam says Walt was supposed to create create Epcot, which caused the Reedy Creek agreement. You're right, and I don't know if you guys know this history of Epcot, but yeah, you're 100% right, Bam, and that's a story unto itself, which I would love to get into, Jay. I'm going to try to fly through any and all super chats because, like I said, we're overstaying our welcome here, and I don't want Kadish to kick us out because I'm waiting for the signal. I told him we were going to go an hour. We're already at an hour, hour 10.
You can stay as long as you want.
Forever and ever.
Let's go.
We'll set up the litter box in the corner.
My second litter box of the day. That's good. Quantum
puppies
says, even though this isn't much, but y'all deserve this. Thank y'all, and thank you, chat, for making my days here wonderful in these streams. 199 represent. Quantum, hey, go get it, man. Appreciate that with a $4.99. Appreciate that very much so. I'm catching up. Bill Southerly says, I heard Mahler and the EFAP guys.
Disnoids, yeah.
I call them Disnoids. Seems like a perfect name for them. It's great. Bill, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
I'm actually Mahler invited me onto this Saturday's EFAB, and I can't go because I'm going to be on the plane heading home.
Oh,
but apparently they're going to be covering something about Super Mario Brothers and something about House of the Dragon.
I'm sure it's going to be a great show.
Yeah,
they'll probably still be going because those things go like 12 hours.
Yeah.
So you
can probably just hop on.
We're
when you get
probably not
home.
going to be home by like 11 p.m. our time, and usually I'm done EFAP by roughly 9 when I'm on. So I think it'll be.
Jeremy Wormy says, if we don't talk, the shills are all that's left.
Yeah.
That's right. You know, there's got to be.
And they're loud.
Boy, are they? Yes. Arthur came in with the 5. Says videos criticizing Disney lose them way more money than just ignoring them. Also, not everyone is paying them. It's true with
Absolutely.
Someone I know pays for another movie and then sneaks into that movie that they release.
Yeah, that used to be the move for going to R-rated movies before you were 18 back in high school. I went to go see Idle Hands, and I think I bought a ticket for some Eddie Murphy movie, or like Life, I think, Martin Lawrence, and I don't know.
Hey, I like your style.
Jessica Alba is a beautiful woman. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let's go. Man. Ryan came in with the $20 super chat. Says, imagine an Ocarina of Time movie duology with one movie being in the present and one being in the future. It would print money from both children and adults.
I think that would be hard. It would be hard to do an Ocarina of Time movie without intertwining the two times. I don't know about that.
I think, especially with Zelda, you need to keep it very broad. Very broad.
Honestly, I think a show would probably work the best.
Series.
Like an animated series, like 10 episodes each, an hour long. Kind of like Arcane. Like Arcane, I think.
Okay, I would like to know your opinions. Your opinions about that, and I extend that to the chat as well. Should Link talk in a Zelda movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
He has
movie,
to.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I disagree. I think you can make a very good Zelda movie without Link talking, and you can even acknowledge that he is like a mute or something like that.
Give it to Gendy Tartakovsky, the Samurai Jack guy who did that Clone Wars. I think he can do that. He does a lot of good. There's a lot of Samurai Jack episodes that are quiet for 20 minutes and then have like one line of dialogue.
Well, in Primal, the main character never speaks.
There you
he's
go.
a caveman. So
I'm sold on it.
It's possible.
I retract my you need him to voice act.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's possible.
It's tough.
And it could be really cool. Just look at the cutscenes on Breath of the Wild. It's like Zelda kind of acknowledges that he doesn't speak. Like she talks to him not expecting a response.
I always saw Zelda. I always saw conversations being had between Link and Zelda, and but you don't know what Link says, and Zelda just kind of responds to him in whatever verbiage. You know, Zelda always asks him like kind of open-ended questions. Can you do this? Are you willing to do this? So he responds with yes, always. You know, it's always like yes, I'm going to do this, or you know, and so he's talking, but it's not actually acknowledged. But I will say this: if they're gonna have Zelda, if they're gonna have Link have a voice actor, I think there's really only one person to choose, and that's Chris Pratt.
Where's Travis when you need him?
Yeah.
For the Emperor came in says for the 199 for that 499. Thank you so much for the Emperor. Greatly appreciate that. I can't believe it. I'm almost caught up. All right, nice. Like I said, I don't want to overstay our welcome here today because we got some memes to take a look at. The memers have been going hard, so we always like to take a look at the memes.
Did they find the picture with me and the rabbit?
I don't even know what that is, but
it's a long story. But,
I saw it this morning.
Yeah,
it's
been making the rounds.
Yeah.
Let me go pull some of these up real quick. Then we'll take a look at these because, hey, why not? Because the memers are hard-working sons of bitches. Here we go. The reason why Travis isn't on the show today. Let's check it out. Bingo. There we are. This is from Green Rocks. No Green Rocks. Superman.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the trio.
Oh no.
That's right. Well,
Wow.
there's apparently a tree being taken down outside Travis.
Look at the window.
House, so-
Look at the window.
Oh my God.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, Gnome Greek and Rocks makes a lot of the YouTube shorts on my channel. Anytime I have fancy editing like that, it's him.
He's a stud. Stud.
Chad.
Then we got this one. Says Side Scrollers is really interesting today.
You boys ready
Oh,
for
man.
your sandwich? No. You better get hungry real fast, because I got a whole lot of sandwich waiting for you.
Oh God.
Holy shit! Boys ready for your cock meat sandwich?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
No.
I'm
You
surprised
better
they
get
didn't
hungry
animate.
real
Dan's
fast.
upset he's
smelling
not
of
in
it.
that.
Maybe we should be careful. This is Twitter. Twitter does not have any filters.
Yeah.
Look at my stupid
yeah.
face. I'm so excited for the cock meat
He's
sandwich.
so excited he can't hide it.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Happy I'm not involved.
Nine.
Smell that cock meat sandwich.
Oh God.
Oh.
Lord. All right. And we got one more. Here we go. X-Ray Girl
Uh-oh.
says, I wonder if they have Vegas hotel called the Doghouse for Mark.
Oh
Here we
no.
go. Known a girl. Maybe I've known a girl, but I don't. Kate, this is a good question. Do you ever known a girl who's actually asked you to smell your dick?
No.
Yeah. Have you guys ever known a girl?
Oh, dude, you,
I mean,
you
other
should
than
you
X-Ray
should hang
Girl,
out
no.
in my comment section.
X-Ray Girl.
It is. It's for kids. We're not sharing. I thought this was a safe place.
Extremely safe.
We'll see about this later.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh,
I am in
brilliant.
I'm always in danger.
We do have a
Brilliant.
couch
Red
in our
mark
room, so
sideboard. Time
Oh,
of
yeah.
death.
There's a couch and I don't have my puppies.
Hey, by the way, Blab sent over a Rumble rant.
Oh, it's
It
the
was-
same as YouTube.
The same one, but I like the name was PP Pain
Oh,
over there.
wow.
So,
that is, as an army medic, that is something I do have to address.
Oh,
man, I could do an hour with you just talking about all the crazy. I could do probably 5 hours with you.
I
just
probably
talking
had to be careful about what I share, but yeah. No, it's,
Mark's talked a lot about dicks today on the stream, I have to say.
I mean, you know, it's my passion.
X-Ray's like, divorce.
What? It's my
I feel like I
We
missed-
are in Vegas, I suppose.
Oh, God.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. We got a couple more super chats that have just rolled in. I would like to remind everybody, if you guys do enjoy the show, consider heading over and subscribing over at youtube.com/@sidescrollers podcast. I think there's a link down below in the description. If there's not, you can just YouTube, just search it. It's there. It's waiting for you. We love to see you there.
Leave
We're
the
there
link in the chat.
Monday. Thank you very much, Blabs. We are there Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time. We usually go for an hour and a half, right after Geeks and Gamers Daily. So we'd love to, kind of like a little sister show, I guess. It's kind of launched around the same time, and we're bros and stuff, giving each other bro hugs and stuff. And also,
Bro.
please, what's out of the goodness of your heart, make sure you guys go and subscribe to the Salty Nerd podcast as well over on YouTube. Just past 10,000 subscribers, a major accomplishment. That is the studio that we are in today. They've been extremely gracious with their time, their equipment, their setup. Kadish even picked me up from the airport this morning. What a guy. What a
Aw.
stinking
Yeah.
guy.
My pleasure.
You're a fucking liar.
Stinking guy.
No. Arthur Brown says, I wouldn't want that. See, I'm not quite sure what he's referencing here. But they probably make everyone talking about Link being
Link not talking.
I wouldn't want that because they'd probably make everyone talk to him like he's a moron if he's a mute. I'd probably make the dialogue worse. That's true.
Well, I think that what you would have to do is minimal dialogue. Have there not be a lot of sequences where anyone's speaking to Link, and when they are speaking to Link, it's something that he can very easily respond to with a look or a
Visually.
nod,
Yeah.
or
Mhm.
because if it's something like Link, I need you to stop Ganon, you could just have it be on his face and just have him go,
Right.
and then
Mhm.
go, and that's awesome. Like that's all he needs to say. It's like, yeah, I'm a hero. That's what heroes
They could
do.
pull a John Wick and just have him say one word every couple minutes.
Yeah. Just...
By the way,
oh my God, Zelda by way of John Wick. They just go full blown action with it and have like the raid guys choreograph it or something.
Dude,
I have not
an
seen John Wick
R-rated
before.
Zelda movie.
I'd be like, well, not what I expected, but it was fun.
I haven't seen John Wick 4, but I've seen the title of the video that you guys have done, and I haven't watched it because I don't want to be spoiled. But is your title accurate? Do you honestly feel that way?
Yes, we do.
God damn it! Okay, that's horrible because
in our opinion, the only really truly good John Wick movie is the first one.
Okay,
and
I've never seen it.
Even though we like the 2 and 3, 4 just completely deviated from like what made the franchise good.
Okay,
like it has great action scenes, but the story is ridiculous.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna need to see it soon. It's on my things to see. Mario was the first one, so now I got to get over to.
Funny, actually, to tie those two things in, I was on Metal Commander's show with Mahler, actually, like the EFAP guy. I'm talking about John Wick 4, and the reason I'm playing the new Zelda game, because I was going to skip it and just wait till Nintendo releases whatever their next console is and releases Tears of the Kingdom HD, where it hopefully would run well, because I feel like this game is not going to perform very well. But Metal Commander was like, yo, I'm doing a Zelda. He's probably streaming Breath of the Wild right this second, actually. He's like, I'm doing a Zelda arc on my channel. Do you want to talk about Tears of the Kingdom? And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll buy it. So he talked me into it. I will play Tears of the Kingdom.
Dude, I just ran the other day Breath of the Wild in an emulator on my PC in 4K in 60 frames per second. And man,
we're on Geeks and
I want to
Gamers right now?
switch to so bad.
I have a Geeks and Game. I have a video on this channel that's a review of Breath of the Wild in 4K, 60 FPS emulated on PC. And then I take a look at Genshin Impact and the Ubisoft one that was kind of... I basically look at Breath of the Wild's impact on the industry.
Hey, you got to be careful with that because Nintendo's coming after people doing any sort of modded.
I haven't come from my Metroid video yet.
Oh, really?
Not yet. Oh, yeah, they're being crazy about it.
Oh, man, that's so out of touch.
Yeah.
Every single game in the Metroid franchise I played on PC for that video. Come at me, Nintendo.
Go get it.
Wow.
Mr. Gentleman says in Breath of the Wild, Zelda's diary says Link rarely speaks. There you go. Now we know a little bit more Zelda lore.
Interesting.
And Spartacus wants to know, will X-Ray Girl be assembling your hot tub?
You guys want to fund us a hot tub? I'll make her do that. I mean, you know,
you are in the doghouse today, bro.
I'll make her do that.
No. Like I will. I phrased that incorrectly. I will have her constructed because she doesn't want me to help build things anymore. And
I'm a strong, independent
honestly,
woman.
I find it mildly emasculating. But every time we have anything we need to build, including furniture for me, like for my stream setup, she's like, "No, I want to build that on my stream," and I'm like, "Okay,
it's content."
Yeah. So yes, if we get enough, I don't know, subs on X-Ray Girl's channel to get a hot tub, then yes, she will build a hot tub.
Didn't you call your streams Bimbo Building X-Ray?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the title of those streams.
Bimbo Building. Guys, I'm supposed to be born a blonde, and it's fine. I'm okay with it. So I'm embracing that I'm a bimbo and I build things.
Brilliant.
I just play video games with puppies on a couch.
Hey, Mike Hunt says shout out
First name Mike, last
Mr.
name Hunt.
But people have got me on that so many times over the years. It's ridiculous.
Got that old school UFC logo too. PFP. I like that.
Thanks, Mr. Hunt. John came in and says, shame on X-Ray for keeping Mark hidden in the closet during her streams. He's great.
I'm in the basement, sir.
Is that any better?
Correction.
Yeah. Nice. I like
You do
it.
have more space than comics does.
Yeah, that's true.
Sweet.
But you're also not as small as comics.
I only have one leg. I don't need as much space.
Arthur Brown says, emulating Breath of the Wild on my laptop killed my GPU.
Oh, no.
Hey, to be fair, I was running it on a pretty good computer, but it's quite the experience. I recommend turning weapon durability to 4x. It legitimately makes it a better game. Don't turn it off, but make it 4x. That's the sweet spot.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Noted. When I don't do that. Sounds good. Oh, that's awesome. All right, great stuff. Well, look, let's put a pin in it there. Let's wrap it up now. We're not going to do a post show today because I've already taken up more time than the Salty Nerd folks have they've been super gracious. We don't want to take any more time. But I would like to thank X-Ray Girl, obviously, for coming in today. Mark, thank you so much for surprising us. This is outstanding. Please go subscribe to their channels as well. It's very important that you do. We got to get Mark in a hot tub with X-Ray Girl sometime, I guess.
Well, the goal on my channel is if I get to 10,000, I'm buying a really, really expensive fight stick because I've been playing a lot of fighting games on my channel, and yeah, I really like my fight stick controller. Everybody, it's a lot of fun. I crushed 3 Mortal Kombat games this past weekend on stream, front to back.
Crushed them, like literally?
Well, I did the story modes like on my stream, like for Mortal Kombat 9, 10, and 11. 11's story is fucking horrible. It's really bad, but the gameplay is fun, so you know, it pulled me through it. And then my stream and I got to kind of laugh at it together, so it's still sort of a fun one to go through, even if it's terrible.
I love it. Love it. You guys watching over on Rumble, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Hit the thumbs up button. You guys watching over on Twitch, don't do anything because you can't do anything like that over there. You guys watching over on YouTube, hit the thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate it. And let's see, am I missing anything else? Once again, no post show today. Please, once again, go subscribe to the Side Scrolls podcast channel. And of course, the Salty Nerd podcast channel. We want to get them as close to 1 million subs as possible, possibly beating Dan Vasc in his race to 1 million.
Let's go.
Let's go. Dan, is there anything you'd like to promote before we get out of here?
Yeah, just watch my shit.
There you go. Love it. Sounds good. Labs?
Subscribe to Twitch and Kick. I'll be streaming there all week. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Yes. You guys both looked up like, what the fuck?
Okay.
I looked at my phone too.
As long as it's not the psychosis, I'm fine.
No, I appreciate
as long as everyone else is hearing the music, we're good.
All the super chats today, the 199. You guys have been extremely gracious with your time as well, and we greatly appreciate you allowing us to spend some time with you and invade your personal space as we hang out with you guys. Once again, we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. You will not see me. Flawed will be on the show tomorrow with Adam and Trav and Blabs. Should be really, really fun. We'll see how chaotic that goes. Like, because
good luck, everybody.
I'm excited for you, Blabs.
Craig's gonna be nursing a hangover.
What?
I haven't had anything to drink in a long time.
Oh, you should see what happened to Garrett last year. And by last year, I mean like 6 months ago, because last year's meetup was in August.
I think if I had like maybe 1.5, I'd be like, whoa!
Oh, that was me last night. I had 2 drinks. I was like schmammered.
Schmammered. All right.
Beware the Moscow mules.
Oh, they're dangerous.
They're so good though.
They're good. They're tasty. They're good at the Millennium Fandom Bar too, where we will be tonight, everybody.
That's right. Looking forward to seeing everybody then. With that said, you guys, people are going to try to keep it down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. We'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
End broadcast.